Our final guest is Jeff Helms. Jeff is the executive director at Park Springs. Jeff, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. So I'm going to start with the same question that I asked Nadia and Tisha. How has life been post lock-in?
Life here at Park Springs has been extremely busy. We are back to a normal staff now,
Yeah.
and we're creating plans to bring back as many services as possible to our members at a safe practice.
It's
We're
important.
constantly reviewing the latest guidelines that are published weekly by the CDC, the World Health Administration, and local public facilities. This week, we are holding appreciation dinners for all of our member volunteers that helped us during the lock in. So, for the past 3 nights, we've had a dinner for those that assisted with meal deliveries, those that assisted with, wiping doorknobs, door handles, elevator buttons, and so forth.
Oh, man, that's awesome. Getting everybody involved, and I think getting back to as normal as you can is so critical. Even for me with my children, I'm trying to help them re-engage back into life with their friends in a safe way. It's really challenging, but it's different, isn't it? It's interesting.
Yeah, most definitely. We've always been an organization, you know, that's mission driven,
Mhm.
and seeing it uh, firsthand action, it's changed all of us.
Yeah, that's pretty incredible. So you were a part of the leadership team that put this plan together and decided to do this lockdown to protect the members. Can you tell me about your thoughts as the plan went from an idea to reality?
Absolutely. We knew going in, locking in was the right thing to do.
Yeah,
However, we knew it was going to be a challenge.
yeah,
I honestly thought my team getting their buy in would be easy, and it was. And once I got my team of directors buy in, they reached out to their employees, and all of them just jumped right in. We were very pleased with the amount of people that volunteered so quickly.
yeah. Donna was sharing with that. Just an incredible amount of people came forward. I mean, really, truly dedicated. So, what were some of the sacrifices you witnessed among your team over the 75 days? And maybe you could start with, some of the things that you found that you needed to sacrifice in order to protect it and stop the spread of COVID-19 in the community.
You know, a big sacrifice was leaving home, leaving my wife. Um, but I got her support right off the bat. She understood how important it was. And she also, pushed me and encouraged me to go forward and have an opportunity to lead others to help save lives.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so it says a lot about your wife, too. Really incredible. So, what were some of the biggest challenges that you faced while you were in the lock in?
The largest challenge was our food and beverage delivery. We were used to having multiple dining restaurants open and having to change. We normally do about 30 to 35 deliveries in one day.
Wow.
During the lock in, we did over 1,000 meal deliveries a day. Normally, we have a food and beverage staff of 34 people in one day. During the lock in, we only had 14 food and beverage employees. So we had to pull employees from our administration office, our plant operations department, myself, and all to go and help and assist with these meal deliveries. As the members were witnessing this firsthand, that first night, I had several members come to me and say, Jeff, can we volunteer to give you and your staff a hand because we see the challenges that you are going through? That list started with 3, it ended with 15 volunteers, and then I had a waiting list, which was remarkable.
Wow, that's incredible. I try to think about that amount of serving that amount of people, right? Because you're protecting them, they're in their apartments. That is an incredible challenge, and it's so cool to hear that the members were actually stepping in, saying, "Hey, how can we help? What can we do?" That's amazing. It's a very cool story. You mentioned how they responded by stepping up and really wanting to volunteer and be part of this whole family or community initiative. What were some of the other responses from the members about, with the lock-in and what happened and what the teams did to support them?
You know, it was so special. It really brought us together like a family.
Yeah.
And, Mother's Day happened while we were here. And we had a group of members that came together and wanted to put together a golf cart parade and, drive around 60 plus acres. And just for our employees to see them 90 plus degrees heat, driving around with signs saying thank you. It meant the world to all of the employees here. It really encouraged us, day in and day out.
Yeah.
You know,
Donna mentioned the parade to us on Mother's Day, but she also mentioned that you did something special on that day for the members. Can you share with us what that was?
Absolutely. Every week, me and the directors would get together and brainstorm and talk about opportunities to, make life better for the members. And one of the directors had an idea to take all the benches that we had throughout the property and align them up at our back gate, 6 feet away from the fence. And this allowed the members to go and have an opportunity to sit down and spend time with their children, which they were very thankful for.
That's awesome. That's awesome. With social distancing and especially with isolation, really impacting us all, but in probably more for our elderly or elder population. That's fantastic because I've noticed with my dad, being alone for that 2.5 months or whatever it was, it definitely has an impact. So that was an awesome idea and something wonderful. So I imagine as you went through this and you're working with your teams, how did you grow as a leader through this experience? How did it change you, or what did it teach you about being a leader?
We have a solid group of directors here at Park Springs, and without any doubt, it was them that made us be able to be successful during this lock-in. What I learned was each of us working side by side and our employees watching us elbow to elbow with them. It allowed us all the opportunity to grow together and become stronger.
Yeah, I've heard that as a reoccurring theme in the folks in Nadia and Tisha. It seems to be something that really shone through this whole experience, is that you really all came together cohesively to all have one mission, which was to serve and take care of the members. So it's such a cool story. We've been using the word hero to describe the staff at Park Springs. 75 days is not a short time to be away from your families, your friends. Do you consider yourself a hero in this?
I do, one of 75.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. All right, I got the chills. I always do every time I meet someone to ask questions. It happens. That was the one. So that's awesome. So, what did you do when you finally went home?
After pulling out 11 weeks of clothes out of the vehicle and getting them upstairs, the first thing I did was give my wife a big hug.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
One of the things that we had planned for over 2 weeks, one of our favorite meals is a nice steak and a nice bottle of wine. So
Yeah.
she had that waiting for us. So that was, after giving her a big hug, we opened a bottle of wine, had a nice dinner, and shared lots of war stories.
Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome. So, out of this experience, we like to end it with, is there anything else that you would like to add? It doesn't matter what it is, with regards to the members, with regards to your team, with regards to your experience. Please feel to share kind of as a parting thought. And I'm just going to leave it open. So feel free to share whatever you'd like.
One of the things that we did is we formed a task force here, and we have multiple members that live here that used to work at the CDC, several former doctors, several former leaders of surgeons, and we met weekly and we were surrounded by a wealth of knowledge. And, to hear their advice on helping to be able to keep out the virus of the community, that's something that's irreplaceable. And, to me, it was very special just to have that opportunity to gather this advice from them. I'm thankful for the opportunity that I had to lead my team, and I really appreciate all of our employees, their dedication, their passion to serving members. And to me, that was what was worth being here, for 75 days, to watch them grow as young men and young women, and, to be able to share this special time with the members as well. It brought us all together like a family.
That's amazing. I I think very well said. I appreciate you taking the time to share your story and for everything that you've done for the members of your community and, of course, for your teams. Keep up the great work and the passion that you guys have. I'm just very happy that you had success, and then it also created all of these other benefits for all of you. As coming together as a team. So thank you for your sharing your story. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you for your time today, and thank you for having me.